Hello, Espinatics! Welcome to Ignite's Anecdote. Short, amusing, and interesting stories about the life of the saints and other prominent figures of the Catholic Church. Ako po si Geraldine Barrio, ang inyong host para sa episode na ito. To see is to believe. Ito ay isang gasgas na linya na lagi nating naririnig sa mga taong madalas na nanghihingi ng patunay bago sila maniwala sa isang bagay o bago lubos na makuha ang kanilang tiwala. Sa mundong puno ng kasinungalingan at pagdududa, ay hindi natin sila masisisi sa pagkakaroon ng ganitong kaisipan. Subalit sa panahong tayo ay maipit sa isang peligrosong sitwasyon, ay tanging tiwala na lamang sa may kapal ang ating kakapitan. Para sa aming second episode ay hatid namin sa inyo ang kwento ng buhay ng isang santo na minsang pinagdudahan ng balita tungkol sa pagkabuhay ng kanyang Panginoon. Ito ay walang iba kundi si Santo Tomas Apostol. Panoorin po natin ito. Saint Thomas was born in Galilee, Israel circa the 1st century. His name in Aramaic is Theoma and Greek Didymos means twin. John identifies him as Thomas called the twin. He is called Judas Thomas by the Syrian, but he is usually better known or as referred to more often, unfortunately, as Doubting Thomas. He was a Jew, but there is no account of how he became an apostle to Christ. He lived before the formal establishment of the Catholic Church, but is recognized as the patron saint of architects, blind people, construction workers, geometricians, masons, stone cutters, surveyors, theologians, and against doubt. This is because of the Golden Legend, where he is said to have been sent as an architect to build a great palace for Gondaforus, the king of the Indies. But Thomas spent the money entrusted to him on the poor. Gondaforus imprisoned him, but the apostle escaped miraculously and the king of Indies was converted. His feast day is celebrated every 3rd of July. Saint Thomas is also recognized as the apostle who baptized the Magi. After the Magi held the Holy Infant, the Blessed Mother gave them some of the baby clothes to bring back to the East as relics. The Magi returned to the East, to Persia, and in the year 40 AD were baptized there by Saint Thomas the Apostle. All three Magi, Saint Gaspar, Saint Melchior, and Saint Balthazar, were martyred for the Catholic faith. Thomas was dedicated but impetuous follower of Christ. When Jesus said he was returning to Judea to visit his sick friend Lazarus, Thomas immediately exhorted the other apostles to accompany him on the trip, which involved certain danger and possible death because of the mounting hostility of the authorities. When the worried disciples wanted to keep Jesus from going for fear he would be stoned, Thomas, in a moment of bravery not often expressed by the apostles before Pentecost, rallied the others to stay by their master, come what may. At the Last Supper, when Christ told his apostles that he was going to prepare a place for them, to which they also might come because they knew both the place and the way, Thomas asked Jesus, "Lord, we do not know where you are going. How do we know the way?" Saint Thomas is best known for his role in verifying the resurrection of his master. His question provided Jesus an opportunity to teach one of the most profound and difficult truths of his ministry. Jesus said to Thomas, "I am the way and the truth and the life. No one comes to the Father but through me." More famously, Saint Thomas is remembered for being absent from the upper room the first time Jesus appeared to the disciples after his resurrection. Thomas dismissed the accounts of the others by saying, unless I see the mark of the nails in his hands, and put my finger into the nail marks, and put my hand into his side, I will not believe." Thomas's unwillingness to believe that the other apostles had seen their risen Lord on the first Easter Sunday merited for him the title of Doubting Thomas. 8 days later, on Christ's second apparition, Thomas was gently rebuked for his skepticism and furnished with the evidence that he had demanded. Seeing in Christ's hand the point of the nails, and putting his fingers in the place of the nails, and his hand into his side, at this, Saint Thomas became convinced of the truth of the resurrection and exclaimed, "My Lord and my God!" And Jesus replied, "Because you have seen me, Thomas, you believed. Blessed are they that they have not seen and yet believe." After Jesus ascended into heaven, Thomas and the other disciples each traveled to various parts of the world to share the gospel message with people. Thomas shared the gospel with people in Syria, ancient Persia, and India. Thomas is still known today as the apostle to India for the many churches that he formed and helped build there. He is recognized as the founder of the Church of the Christians of St. Thomas. God performed many miracles through Thomas to help the people with whom Thomas shared the gospel message. Right before his death in 72 AD, Thomas stood up to the Indian king of Mylapore at Madras when he pressured Thomas to make religious sacrifices to an idol. Miraculously, the idol shattered into pieces when Thomas was forced to approach it. The king was so enraged that he ordered his high priest to kill Thomas, and he did. Thomas died from being pierced by a spear, but was reunited with Jesus in heaven. His relics taken to Edessa, northern Greece, were moved in 1258 to Italy, where they can be found in the Cathedral of St. Thomas the Apostle in Ortona. However, it is believed that St. Thomas's skull rests in the monastery of St. John the Theologian on the Greek island Patmos. Catholic tradition says that Thomas also witnessed the miraculous ascension into heaven of the Virgin Mary after her death. Other apostles doubted Thomas's words until Mary's tomb was discovered to be empty with the exception of her girdle. Thomas and the girdle were often depicted in the medieval and early Renaissance art. In most artworks, Saint Thomas is commonly depicted as a young man holding a scroll or as a young adult touching the resurrected Christ's wounds.
Nawa, ang kwentong aming itinampok sa episode na ito ay nakapagbigay inspirasyon at patuloy na nakapagpatibay sa ating pananampalataya sa Diyos na bagaman hindi natin nakikita, ay patuloy na kumikilos sa ating pang-araw-araw na buhay sa mahiwagang paraan. See you on our next videos. We at SP Power Media put God first.